Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Our top story this evening, the push to expand phosphate mining in Manatee County.
Manatee County commissioners are holding a public hearing right now on the Mosaic Company's proposal to rezone land so it can expand its mining operation in the eastern part of the county. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us now live from Manatee County with how area residents feel about this plan. Rick?
Yeah, Haley and Scott, things are wrapping up here today without a decision, and let me tell you, there is a huge crowd on hand. Here's exactly what's going on. Mosaic wants to have 3,600 acres east of their Wingate mine in Mayaca City rezoned so they can expand their phosphate mining operations. Folks who are for this say this will be a big boost to the economy. Those opposed to it have many environmental concerns.
They have a right to be a business and to make money, but there are alternatives than to destroying the earth and crossing your fingers as to whether an accident, oops, may happen.
They're a wonderful neighbor. They're a company that to me stands out for their concern for the neighborhood that they are in.
And this Mosaic meeting is scheduled to resume this Monday at 10 o'clock. Reporting live from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Some new developments tonight involving our ports in Florida and their business deals with Cuba. Today, Port Everglades deciding to cancel plans to sign a cooperation pact with Cuba. The decision comes one day after Governor Rick Scott threatened to cut off state funding to ports that enter into an agreement with Cuba. Now, if lawmakers agreed to restrict funds, that could have meant Port Everglades was losing $37 million over the next 5 years. So today, the port issued a statement saying the National Port Administration of Cuba says no agreement is currently needed. Governor Scott has been critical of former President Obama's decision to allow products produced by Cuban entrepreneurs to be imported.
Now to the latest in Washington. President Donald Trump urging the House and Senate Republicans, no more talk. It is time to take action. He is doubling down on a number of his campaign promises on health care and immigration. ABC's Elizabeth Herr breaks down President Trump's controversial decisions.
Nice to win. Do we agree? It's been a while.
After opening with its brief pat on the back for the GOP party.
The world has taken advantage of us for many years. Not going to happen anymore.
President Donald Trump again showing he means business.
Our legislative work starts with repealing and replacing Obamacare.
From health care to immigration to trade and claims of voter fraud.
We also need to keep the ballot box safe from illegal voting.
The president telling Republican lawmakers he is taking action and refusing to back down on the battle over the wall, maintaining the American people will not pay for the wall.
The president of Mexico and myself have agreed to cancel our planned meeting scheduled for next week. Unless Mexico is going to treat the United States fairly, with respect, such a meeting would be fruitless.
This after the Mexican president first announced on Twitter the upcoming trip is off. GOP leaders saying while they support the president, he needs to work out his differences with foreign leaders, including British Prime Minister Theresa May, also in Philadelphia for the retreat, reiterating she is opposed to torture. That comment in response to President Trump telling ABC News in this exclusive interview he believes waterboarding works. The two leaders are set to meet in Washington tomorrow. In the meantime, White House officials confirm the president is signing off on another executive order today, calling on Congress to investigate the alleged voter fraud. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Philadelphia.
Protesters in North Dakota say they are prepared to face off with President Trump over the Dakota Access Pipeline. The president signing an executive order this week to advance the approval of that project. That project stalled last year amid protest over its construction on Native American lands. But even though the project stalled, hundreds of demonstrators stood their ground.
I think people think that once the media left and everybody else left, they thought the story was done, but it's still going on. And I think that right now is a crucial time.
If completed, the Dakota Access Pipeline would route crude oil from North Dakota to Illinois. That crude would then be transported to refineries on the Gulf and East Coast. Supporters say the pipeline means jobs and less dependence on foreign oil.
And now for a check on our forecast, we do have some changes just about to happen in our weather.
Not too far off. That's right. We have some temperatures going to be dropping late tonight as a result of a front moving through. We had some clouds earlier. That was a prefrontal trough. Brought a few sprinkles, too. You can see that with the Van Wezel webcam. Sky's kind of cloudy for a little while there and a few brief sprinkles here. And then you saw a little drop on the lens. And then skies started to clear. And we're looking at generally fair skies right now, but they'll cloud back up late tonight as the front gets closer to us. Currently, at the Sarasota Braden Airport, we do have mostly sunny skies. It's warm, 74. Winds out of the south-southwest. That's a good indicator that the front has not passed on through. It'll change around to the northwest late tonight. The front's still back here. You can see just a thin line of clouds and showers extending all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. This continues to sink southward. Temperatures behind it already cooling down into the 60s in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and Pensacola out ahead of it. Still 80 now in Orlando, 82 in Miami. We'll have the details on the temperature change coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The latest effort to end red light cameras in Florida gets a green light. The House Transportation and Infrastructure Subcommittee voting to repeal a law known as the Mark Wandel Traffic Safety Act of 2010. The repeal would prevent the State Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles and local governments from using the cameras for traffic enforcement. For years, opponents of the cameras have tried to repeal the law, but after a new study, they believe their case will hold. It shows that the total number of crashes were up 10.14% when compared with data before the cameras were installed.
It hasn't increased public safety, and then there's also the question of the revenue. The revenue that's going to these local jurisdictions simply are not being put into a pot that's dedicated to public safety.
Opponents argue that local officials should be able to decide whether to use the cameras. And for drivers, the proposal would eliminate $158 fines imposed after being caught on camera running a red light starting July of 2020.
Bradenton city leaders are signing off on two major road projects. They approved agreements with the Florida Department of Transportation to pave the way for these two projects that will improve traffic flow and pedestrian safety. The first project will be to add a roundabout to the intersection of 15th Street East and 9th Avenue East. Construction is expected to begin early next year. The second will create new center medians and pedestrian islands, as well as other improvements on 8th Avenue West from 9th Street to US 41.
And ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. Now, Richard, yesterday was that 20,000 mark. Any follow through today?
Well, Haley, I guess we kind of limped to a new high. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was in plus territory all day long, up 56 points at the high. And just by a little bit of reminder for our viewers, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been up more than 1,700 points since the election. It was only the 22nd of November when we first saw Dow 19,000. So things are moving and moving quickly. But let's see what the limp along looks like for today. There you see the Dow. It is up by 32 points, 16/100% at 20,100.91. That on volume of 697 million shares. The Nasdaq barely moved, down 1 whole point, 0.02%, closing at 5,655.18. That on volume of 1,572 million shares. And the S&P, just like the Nasdaq, not even down by 0.1%, less than 2 points at 2,296.68. Well, I wasn't here yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to share with you my thoughts about Dow Jones Industrial Average 20,000. I'd love to tell you how important it is, but I'm afraid it really is not as important as the media has made it out to be. What it does mean, however, is that consumer confidence is back, investor confidence is back, and I think it's very important. The question that I kept hearing all day today, why should I invest when the market is at an all-time high? Well, guess what? It was at an all-time high at 5,000 and 10,000 and 15,000 and 20,000. Can I tell you for sure that we're going to go right to 25,000? Obviously not. But what I am sharing with you is every time the market has hit a new high, it has continued to go higher. My story for the day.
All right, some good perspective, Richard. Thank you. And you
You're
also
welcome.
have some news on Southwest Airlines.
Yes, their stock was up by more than 9% today. That's a huge move thanks to very good quarterly earnings. And I was just thinking to myself, how well would that company be doing if they would have service to SRQ? That would be a good deal.
Wow.
Be pretty popular
Really good,
with a lot
yeah.
of flyers here. Yeah. All right, Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a possible new way to help children with autism, how a certain kind of transplant could be beneficial.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. But first, behind the scenes with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, how the stars feel about the show getting ready to end for good later this spring.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC 7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus is on its farewell tour and is in our area for multiple shows through the weekend. ABC 7's Adam Cellini went behind the scenes at Amalie Arena in Tampa to talk with performers about their last stop in Florida.
Well, juggling has always been a big part of the circus, but it's been a juggling act financially for the Ringling Brothers ever since the Elephants retired and ticket sales were declining. Now the act crashing down earlier this month.
Yvonne Vargas is a 6th-generation circus performer who calls Tampa home. So it's been an extra special week for him, visiting Florida for the last time as a member of the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus's famous Clown Alley.
Opening night was just thrilling. You know, the vibe, the emotions, everything about it was just great.
Since circus owners Feld Entertainment announced the end of the 145-year show, the cast of Circus Extreme has been playing in front of packed houses.
They've been full, the audiences have been amazing, and that's the good part because we really feed off of that energy.
But it's been bittersweet as several performers like Richard Labadie grew up on the proverbial circus train.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty sad because, you know, this is where I grew up, so this is like home to me, so it was sad news.
Many remain optimistic, though, that their circus days are long from over, even after Ringling's final show. But that doesn't mean they're not soaking in every last moment of their dream job with the greatest show on earth.
Come see us, and come see us in the pre-show, which is an hour before every performance, where they can actually meet me and everybody else in person right before the show. So it's a great experience, for the whole family. That's why we say children of all ages, because everybody has a great time.
So Amalie Arena opened up some extra seating for the shows this weekend. More tickets are being sold. You can catch that show either on one time tonight and 2 times on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Brace yourself. Clouds, let's go.
In Tampa, Adam Cellini, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
I was hoping he was going to get catapulted.
It would be a big, little place for him to land back there. That'd be funny.
We missed out on that.
Yeah. Anyway, looks like a good show, and a lot of people I know are going up to that too. I tell you.
Adam might take part. He was a pretty good juggler.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can do that a little bit. Just 3.
Not me.
Anyway, we're not juggling the forecast. It's pretty much right on target. We see that front move through late tonight and cool us down. We're looking at some slightly cooler temperatures tomorrow, but a big cold front comes through over the weekend. You'll notice that a big difference. Highs only in the low 60s, I think, over the weekend. Dawn, this is Dawn from Norm Schimmel. Norm said, Norm, sending that one in. Appreciate that. Here's some rainfall around. Now, this is what we have, some rain, a little bit of light rain showers earlier, and that is associated with the actual prefrontal trough, which is still back to the north. You can see some of this activity. It looks like it's moving a lot faster. Right there it goes. See, it's right there, and that's the again, the military exercise is taking place in the higher altitude, so the winds are a little stronger. They're pushing that inland. So we know that's not rain, but there are some light rain showers around right now across South Sarasota County. Sarasota sunny, though. It's 74. Venice now at 71, 75 in Bradenton. And as far as statewide temperatures go, you can see them in the low 60s from Pensacola to Jacksonville to mid-60s there. 80 degrees in Orlando, 77 in Key West. Still warm, 82 in Miami. Well, temperatures in the low 80s while inland here as well. Lake Placid 82, 10 degrees cooler at Cortez. The Gulf of Mexico water temperature at 70, 73 in Inglewood, and 76 now in Northport. The forecast tomorrow, we'll still see a mixture of some sun and clouds around, even though the front will be slowly moving through. But notice the temperatures only in the upper 60s tomorrow, reaching around 68 degrees by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No real threat of any rainfall. This is fairly typical for this time of year. This is our coldest part of the season, and our normal high in the low 70s, and we'll get close to that tomorrow. But then on Saturday and Sunday, a reinforcing shot of some colder air moves in as a result of a low pressure area developing in the Gulf of Mexico. That low will move through, bringing with it a good chance for some showers, especially late Saturday and into Sunday. The showers will be around. We're not expecting anything intense, and then winds will pick up out of the northwest, and you can see that beginning of the front on Saturday morning right now across north central Florida, and then eventually we get the rain moving in as a little upper air disturbance moves along that front and brings us a chance for showers, specifically late Saturday and Sunday. Well, the satellite and radar imagery is showing the storm system just one over the northeast that would brought heavy snow across the central U.S. yesterday. Just some snow showers now into Michigan, also Buffalo, and down into near Cleveland, getting some rain snow mix there. We're not expecting a lot of snowfall over the weekend, just a little bit of accumulation up to about an inch or so across the northeast, and the lesser amounts as you push south into Ohio and throughout West Virginia. Temperatures right now into the 30s over the Great Lakes. It's pretty warm considering 33 in Chicago, 32 in St. Louis, 29 in Minneapolis, and 33 in Kansas City, 55 in Atlanta. Got to look at the temperatures now. This is the cold air mass. You can see the blue slowly encroaching Florida as we move through time. We get highs and lows. Of course, the lows come in at overnight. They get down to Florida. They move back up. We're losing our yellows, and that means we're going to stay on the cooler side as we move in through the weekend. Looks like on both Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Southeasterly winds for boaters tomorrow. Southeasterly winds at 5 to 10 knots. Those winds will switch around more to the northwest, I should say. That was later on tonight, but then becoming northwesterly tomorrow. The UV index will be 8 to 9 tomorrow. The Gulf water temperature has warmed up. The high tide will be at 10:52. Low tide will be at 7:15. Another high tide at 1:30. Sunset at 7 minutes after 6 tonight, and sunrise will be at 7:18. The forecast tonight has some fog, but generally look for temperatures to stay fairly warm. Tomorrow, cooler, 69 for your high, partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Some clouds in the morning mixed with a little bit of sunshine. North winds at 10. The extended forecast is calling for, there it is, winter arrives, and it sticks around for a while, too. It's not just 2 days and gone. Chance of rain on Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday is 60%. And that should be just some showers scattered about. And then look for 60s to stay with us through Wednesday, a slight warm up by the end of next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, there's no crashes in the area, but we are seeing US 41 backed up with some congestion right around Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, a small study claims children with autism may benefit from fecal transplants. They involve introducing donated microbes into people with gastrointestinal disease to rebalance the gut. Ohio State University, Northern Arizona University, and Arizona State University researchers found a parallel between behavioral symptoms of autism and gastrointestinal distress, and improvements to both after fecal transplant. The score on a scale ranking gastrointestinal symptoms dropped 82% from the beginning to the end of the treatment, while average developmental age increased by 1.4 years. Latino patients with limited English skills may be less likely to take prescribed diabetes medications than other diabetics in the U.S. That's even when they see Spanish-speaking doctors. That's according to a study in JAMA Internal Medicine. Researchers found about 60% of Spanish-speaking Latino patients skipped filling their prescriptions about a quarter of the time. That rate was about 52% among English-speaking Latino patients and only 38% among white patients. Researchers say this study shows factors beyond just language and communication may come into play. President Trump and former President Obama couldn't be farther apart ideologically, and it appears that is the same when it comes to their diets for the most part. Former First Lady Michelle Obama's Let's Move initiative focused on exercise and healthy eating. President Obama was known to frequently eat veggies from the White House garden. He also kept a bowl of apples in the Oval Office and snacked on mixed nuts. While President Trump has admitted to loving fast food, his favorite food is meatloaf, while President Obama likes to splurge on cheeseburgers. As far as their inaugural meals, the Obamas served a puff pastry seafood stew, duck, and veggies. The Trump's menu included lobster, shrimp, and Angus beef. Coming up, a neighborhood underwater, what caused the sudden street flooding in Illinois. Plus, mind-blowing mid-air stunts, how one man was able to land the first snowmobile double backflip. That is next.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. And it takes somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible. And oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
In Chile tonight, at least 7 people are dead, thousands of houses destroyed because of a wildfire outbreak.
More than 90 fires have broken out in central and southern Chile. Firefighters from Peru, Brazil, and France are helping Chilean crews fight the flames. And already almost 60,000 acres have burned. The area most affected is in Santa Olga, where more than 1,000 homes were lost. The president of Chile says he plans to meet with the heads of police and armed forces to find out how close they are to identifying who is responsible for the fires.
3 blocks of a Chicago neighborhood are flooded after a water main break there. People living in the area are having to wade to their front doors, and cars are submerged under the water. All this because of a failed valve. The crews are having some trouble shutting it off. Officials say they opened up manholes to try and unclog sewers and ease the pressure.
A Wisconsin teenager is enjoying some viral fame thanks to a video that shows the boy making a grueling chore a lot more fun. Tanner Scherer is using his hoverboard to shovel snow. He calls it the hover plow. Tanner's invention is now on YouTube and has been viewed more than 300,000 times.
Wow, it really works, doesn't it? From extreme snow shoveling to extreme sports, a pro snowmobile rider lands an unbelievable trick. According to Red Bull Swedish freestyler Daniel Bowden, he nailed the world's first double backflip on a snowmobile. Bowden says he's been dreaming of doing this trick for more than 2 years and couldn't really believe it happened. The move has been considered the holy grail of freestyle tricks and was attempted at the X Games in 2009 and again in 2011, but never fully completed, with the rider remaining on the snowmobile until now. Look at that.
Insane.
Yep.
And the harder part, I would imagine, is training for that. How many times did he not make it around?
And what happens then?
Because if the snowmobile fell on you, that's a heavy piece of equipment.
I'm sure there's been injuries.
I'm sure there has been, but way to go. Still to come on your Suncoast News, the effort to ban smoking at parks and beaches.
Why the city of Venice can't enforce the rule and what they plan to do instead now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.